Delegation. Perfect. So, Dan and Kat, I'm so glad that I managed to pull you guys over here to get your attention.
That's
Um, you guys, you are the owners and the managers of Your Man with a Van, which for people in the UK, I think we all know of you. We see your vans flying around. You are a little bit of a household name, I suppose, and we will absolutely talk more about it. The reason why you are here today is because, of course, you are a family business as well. You are a married couple. And from what I've come to know about you so far, I've really become fond of you guys and how our paths have crossed because I think that you are an absolute great example of a family business that really takes care of its staff and its franchisees and really valuing excellence, which is such a family business
Mm.
quality.
Yeah.
And I know that because of all this, you have been really, really award winning. And I have actually lost count of how many awards that you've won. I literally cannot keep up. In fact, actually, just tell me a little bit about your morning so far. What's been happening? Because it's been some news.
Yeah.
There's been some major news, yeah.
Yeah, we've had a cracking morning and it's only 10 a.m.
Yeah. Firstly, we had another branch join, and
Oh,
second, we won a global recognition award
Yeah.
for
Very.
innovation, I guess, in
Yeah.
this space.
Innovation in the franchise world, basically, and just doing things differently and caring about what we do.
Yeah.
hmm. Yeah.
So, and actually, so quite often when you win these awards, you don't really get a lot of feedback. But for this,
Yeah.
there was this huge
Best day.
write-up, yeah, and it
Yeah.
was beautiful. It was
It
so,
brought a tear to my eye. It was so well
it
written.
was so
Uh-huh.
lovely, and it encapsulated everything that we feel and want and try to do in this business. So yeah, we're
Yeah.
on we're on cloud
Yeah,
nine.
yeah, a really big morning, I suppose, of businesses growing literally as we speak, and you got so much recognition coming your way. And I suppose it is no surprise because you guys are really pioneering in service, in innovation, and leadership. I've heard so much from you, I suppose, and also from your franchisees that it really shines out of how much you care for them. Um,
Oh, we're
Absolutely.
glad because that, I mean, we when we started this, obviously we didn't have any franchisees. There were just the two of us and a dream of doing something different and something that was led by genuine values,
hmm,
not just money.
Mm.
yeah.
And the biggest praise that we can get is when our franchisees feel that way,
Mm,
when they're staying with us, and then when they bring on other people.
yeah.
We've got something like 13 branches who are all recommendations from existing franchisees,
Yeah.
and people wouldn't do that unless they felt valued
Felt
and
it.
that it was a worthwhile thing that they're doing. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Sure. Yeah.
proud of that.
Yeah, definitely. I guess it's the way that you make people feel and you really live up to those values and your ethics. I guess it sounds as though you've really followed what has always felt right for you as individuals and as a family. Um, but I know we already talk more about what it is that you do, but tell me more for people listening about what is your man with the van? Like what is the business?
Do you want to take this one?
Well, I mean, in principle, it's a light logistics business. It helps both domestic and commercial clients move things from A to B. It's very diverse, and that's what's so great about it. I think that's why it's doing so well and everyone's enjoying it so much because it's not like every day is different, you know. You know,
Hmm.
when you quite literally could be moving a Dalek one day,
Okay.
like a prop from a theatre production or something, and then
Yeah.
and then the next you could be moving a house, and it's, and you meet some lovely people, and they might have a giant fish tank you got to move or something. So
Hmm.
it's a logistical challenge, but a fun one. You
Yeah.
tend not to get
Yeah.
anything that's crazy difficult. So
Okay.
it's not like, and generally when it is that kind of complicated, it's okay to refer it out to other companies. We work in collaboration with a lot of businesses. It's
Mm,
not just what we do. So
mm,
it's in our slogan really, friendly local movers. We try and keep it local, we try and keep it friendly,
mm.
and one of our values is no nonsense. So we just say what we
No nonsense.
do and do what we say,
Yeah.
etc.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, I mean, a man with a van, everyone knows what that is.
Rivan. Mm.
But our approach to it is that we're trying to make it like the best it can be and super friendly and gentlemanly. I'm kind
Yeah,
of
and
waffling
we
a little bit now.
no, but it's important for people to know, like you were the original, your man with the
I
van.
was the
You,
original one.
yeah, you did this job for over a decade, but you were so busy
Mm.
because you had professional standards. You really cared about what you were doing. You bought the right blankets. You strapped everything down. It wasn't just chucking a box in the back of a van and here's
Wow.
20 quid and I
Yeah,
don't really care about it. You know, people would get you to move their prized possessions. You worked for one of the biggest auction houses,
yeah,
delivering, he's serious about delivering a Dalek.
yeah.
Okay.
You know, actually
Right.
it
Like
happened.
the
Yeah.
most interesting one was a taxidermy hammerhead shark, a real life size one.
I know,
Okay. A
I know.
shark?
Like how do you move such an item? It's not.
Oh, but
But
yeah, to provide, so your man with a van now, by franchising,
Mm.
every single one of the franchisees, the branch owners, has the same dedication to professionalism, to
Yeah.
customer care, because it's their own business.
Yeah.
They care about the community, they care about what they're doing,
Yeah.
and it's wonderful to see. It's really lovely. Like
Yeah.
we've just hit, the branches have just hit 2,000 5-star reviews on Google. Last at the end
collectively,
of yeah, the end of last week, which
What?
is
amazing.
incredible, absolutely
Yeah.
incredible. And
Yeah.
every single one of the branches is 5-star rated on Google. Like,
Amazing. Amazing.
you know, and that's a testament to how amazing the branch owners are. Um,
Sure.
at the everyday, at the connections, and at those values that Dan kind of pioneered 15 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
15th
Our
birthday in
15th
November.
year in November, yeah.
Okay, 15 years. And I mean, I mean, talk about what can happen when people come together, they collaborate with the same values, the same mission, and people take care of each other. I mean, I think it's truly so exciting about what can happen.
Yeah.
And I mean, it really gives me the image of a big, big extended family. And I know here I am, I always talk about family. It really has that wholesome, family orientated feel.
Yeah.
And tell me more, I suppose, about you guys as a family and how it has developed. Because I understand that, Dan, this was a gigging van, am I right? Of how it really
Yeah.
started. And
Yeah.
then here we
So
are 15 years later.
yes, at the very beginning, I didn't get the van to do the business. I had a music sort of disco sort of setup that I did events with.
He's a very good DJ, is what he's
Okay.
saying.
And and I needed a van to move it because the car was just not big enough in the end. Just as these things, you end up buying more speakers. So yeah, got a van, and then friends at uni said, I need help moving some stuff. Would you help? And
Yeah.
then my dad, who's quite entrepreneurial, said, you could do that. You could build a business around that bit. You know.
Mm,
So I sort of started doing it, developing it, and then it just evolved from there, really. And
mm,
um, but interestingly, when I got the net, the branding bit sorted and the name and got the domain, the website, that sort of thing, I was
yeah.
always thinking like, this is a name that's got franchise written over it. It's kind of
Okay.
like this
Oh
is a
man.
sort of national name, not
Bigger than
just me.
you.
It's not just me. And I
Mm,
was always thinking that, but it was like, I didn't really think maybe I just didn't think I could do it until I met you. And then I was like,
okay.
wow, yeah, actually, we could do that because
Okay.
we're doing like 4 or 5 people's jobs at the moment, So
All the
I
hats,
just don't
everyone
think
mucks
I would
in.
be able to pull it
Yeah.
off on my own. Like
Okay.
you gave me the confidence to say let's do it,
Okay.
and then also the other bits that are very complicated that I wouldn't be able to do anyway.
Mm. Sure.
Um, so
It's
yeah,
good
we work
because
as an amazing team, really.
yeah, our skill sets are different and
Yeah.
our experiences are different because I'd never worked for myself before. I'd never been self-employed. I'd always been employed. I'd always had, the same paycheck at the end of every month.
Mm.
But I was in retail, so if anybody listening is in retail or has been in retail, you know that you have to juggle everything. You juggle
Okay.
HR, you juggle finance, you juggle marketing, you
Right.
do the windows, and I
Right.
work for some companies, a whole range of companies, but one in particular, like I was literally able to design the window schemes. I was able to do everything on the P&Ls, full control, and that was as close as it could be, I guess, to your own business.
Mm. Right.
Whereas you came from a very entrepreneurial family,
Yeah.
through generations, had
Yeah.
always had that, can do, I do, off I go attitude.
Yeah.
Yeah, even if
Um,
you maybe can't, you still do it
Just
anyway.
figure it out later.
and then sort of bringing those two aspects together meant that we could get the structure and
Mm.
the kind of compliance and also make sure everything that is expected to be there is there for people and
Right.
do things a bit differently, put some formality behind
Yeah,
what
Right.
you're doing, but you were and are still the original
exactly.
man with a van.
And so, kind of actually, I'm sort of the face of it. Although you do an incredible amount of work behind the scenes to make it all happen.
Mm.
So yeah, we're a great team. We
Teamwork.
don't really argue actually about, certainly not in business.
Well, we've
There
written
may
enough
be
agreements.
different thinking along like what we could do to exciting stuff. Like I
Okay.
always want to do the most expensive option, and you're
Okay.
like,
So
no.
we're going to America, everybody.
Yeah, 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 yeah. The thing
Very,
is, we're both like dreamers, and we're both really ambitious and driven.
Yeah.
But you've got this saying, we always say, like, if one of us is being the kite, the other one has to be the rock,
Mm.
even if we both want to be kites.
Okay.
Um, so, so
Yeah.
we try to kind of flip and balance each other out when we've got all
yeah.
these exciting ideas, and
Yes, I'm so with you. And of course, because you're not only business partners who really complement each other's skill sets, that you are also a family, and I know you have a child together, and this is a family unit as well. So how is that dynamic of complementing each other and working together in every part of your life? It's not just business.
yeah, so actually the last we didn't mention our little man, Ralph, but
No,
the last sort of year and well, 2 years really have been a huge change for us,
Mm, mm,
both personally and professionally, because we now have a 1 year, 1 month-year-old little boy, who we absolutely love to the end of the earth.
but it's
Uh,
been a challenge,
but it's been a massive
massive
challenge.
challenge.
So we had a very, very difficult pregnancy, and very difficult birth.
okay.
And anybody who has ever had a child, the shock to your system when you
Fine.
suddenly have a little person that is moving around and needs feeding every hour and a half, and Ralph still doesn't really sleep, so it is challenging.
Very.
And
But that going slightly off topic but relevant, our branch owners have been so supportive of that. Like we built
yeah,
this community,
Mm,
and the branch owners have, they're not been like disappointed because we've maybe not been able to get something right away.
mm.
When the reasoning is like, we've got a little one and he's just
Family.
playing up today.
Yeah, okay.
Like
Sure.
yeah,
they've been so understanding because most of them have
our
been through that
family.
themselves.
Yeah,
They're both.
Sure.
Most of them are family businesses.
yeah. They
Okay.
actually, we are so lucky with the people that we
Yeah.
work with
Mm,
It's a
because,
lot of husband and wife teams as branch owners as
mm,
well.
yeah,
We try and make a point of like, if you can, get your partner involved because it
definitely.
makes it more
okay.
fun.
Okay.
When
It
they're
makes it more
working,
fun. Yeah.
yeah, and when they're working late, you have a better understanding if you know
Yeah.
what's going on, what they're doing. And usually partners in life have different skill sets, have different ways that they can help each other. And
Mm,
yeah, I mean, I remember when we first started working together, you definitely have to figure it out.
mm,
Like,
mm.
your relationship is already solid, but working together is a different
Mm.
Yeah.
environment. And, I was used to being a director and going bam, 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 bam. Let's get this done. This person do it. This person do it. This person do it. You were used to being a lone ranger. So
Right.
then, and we're two big personalities. So you put those two things
Yeah, there was
together,
a bit of clashing at the very
and
beginning,
we
but
we had to figure out. Yeah, we just had to figure out how to communicate what our frustrations were, what we wanted to achieve.
Mm,
And yeah, I mean, the biggest thing for us is we can tell each other anything, and we do tell each other anything. And
right.
we communicate
you
really
you've
open.
learned to like let me get my drivel out,
Oh God,
even if it's
Okay.
repeating
yes.
myself,
Sure.
because
Sure. Yeah.
otherwise I get frustrated.
Dan needs to be heard sometimes, and I'm quite a like an efficient
To the point, to the
talker.
point.
Yes, yes.
Talk.
But you just got to understand what you're like, don't you? What you are, and know what your partner is as well. And
Yeah, okay. It's really knowing each other, just communicating and patience and just delegation, I guess. Like you do this, I'm taking care of that.
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And accept, sometimes it's accepting that actually someone else is better doing something, even if you really want to do it yourself.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Like
for
for this, I was going to sorry to
no, no.
jump in. This happens a lot,
Uh-huh.
but
Uh-huh.
um, the sales side, calling all of the prospects,
Yeah.
you do an amazing job.
Hmm.
But not unfortunately, but they kind of just want to speak to me because it's
Okay.
it was
You've been there and done it.
my baby, and they
Mm,
want to know what it's like from someone sort of at the forefront, because in
Yeah.
most cases they start on their own, they bring their family in later.
Yeah.
So
okay.
they generally want to speak to me, and so the conversation flows more freely. Whereas I think with you end up sort of passing them over, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
I am not the sales guru at all.
Okay.
Not that it's a massive, it's not because it's a like a hard sell, but it is because Dan has this, I guess, this confidence, but you have so much experience.
Right.
You can talk about, oh yeah, the wheel axle on a long wheelbase da da da. Yeah, I've had problems with that. Whereas to
Yeah.
me, that's yeah, yeah, it's just not my bag. I've learned the different van types,
Mm,
but it's you can speak the experience from your experience. So there's an
yeah.
integrity and an authenticity there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But people will come to me if they have like some people challenges or some team challenges, then we'll talk
Yeah.
through more some marketing things.
Yes, I've
Um,
got you. And am I hearing it's kind of a case or a skill of being able to like shuffle the work over to the person who's better skilled and kind of getting ego out the way and going that's
Absolutely.
best for the pipeline or for the
Yeah,
business. Let
absolutely.
this
So,
person take over.
so one of the things we're working on is a new website. That'll be the first time we've actually said that out loud to a public audience, but a new website is in the pipeline. And both of us are really creative as well.
Mm,
And oh my goodness, I was trying to get this design company to do the graphics that I wanted, and I was actually getting really irritated because I was going backwards, forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards, forwards. Because
yeah.
again, my communication style is very direct, very specific,
Mm,
um, and it just wasn't working.
mm,
Anyway, this one jumps on the day later. I
ah,
come down in the morning. I think you've been doing it maybe an hour, and he's
ah,
literally done half of the graphics.
just
So
done.
way more efficient, even though I really wanted to do them, way more efficient, got the
Mm,
job done.
mm,
Great. Off we
mm.
go. And it goes both ways. And absolutely, there is no ego. It's just who's going to get this job done
Okay,
at
yeah,
the best way, the most efficient. Let's just get going.
sure, sure.
And that comes with trust, I think, as well, though, because you have to trust that the other person's going to deliver what
Mm,
you need them to.
okay, yeah. And up to that standard, I suppose. And
Yeah,
it's I
yeah.
so hear you that trust is
sorry,
needed.
there is another family member who's crying at the door.
Okay, are
And
they
we
going
just
to come
have to,
in or
yeah, have to just bring him
bring
in.
them
It's
in?
not our child, I promise. We haven't
Okay.
I haven't locked Ralph outside or anything.
Sure. Is that okay that they come on?
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
this is Winston.
Who's
okay.
been crying at the door because we put
Winston.
him outside.
So he's our office dog, and he
Perfect.
basically spends the day at our feet.
Perfect. Yeah.
He
Love
snores really,
it.
he snores really bad in calls, so
Perfect.
we
I
often
know.
try and get him outside, but
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
he doesn't
This is
like
it, isn't it?
nothing with
he
us.
You
doesn't
can't keep
like
them
it.
out. They need to
No.
come in. I was expecting a little human child, so
Oh no,
We
no,
locked the
no,
child outside, yeah.
no. Just Winston,
Just
but he's
Winston.
part of the gang.
yeah,
So
family member, come on in.
Unbranded.
yeah, yeah. He's even been on TikTok for us as well. And it
That's
seems that dogs get better views than humans.
They
So
do,
I've heard about this. Yeah, yeah.
especially Frenchies. But he often wears his branded bandana.
yeah,
And yeah, we've taken both Ralph and Winston to
visit
meetings with
branches.
branches, and
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
yes.
lovely to have to
Oh,
get photos with the mascots.
yeah.
We're
How has it? Sorry, Kat, go
no,
on.
no, no,
Um,
that was it.
okay. How has it been for people to know that you are a family business and that here is Winston and Ralph comes along too, your 13-month-old? Like how has the reception been from outside people looking in at your family business?
You
How's
know, I think I was more worried about it than I needed to be. And I think I was probably worried about it just because of the kind of stigma that
yeah,
you would attach to,
yeah,
oh gosh, she's bringing a baby.
yeah, yeah.
It's not like that at all. If we have a very serious meeting or we've got something going on where there can't be absolutely any distractions, that's
Mm,
very different.
mm,
But
mm,
if we are going to spend time with branches, and we always check with the branch owner as well first, out of politeness, but
right.
generally or genuinely, they seem to love to be, they're being a part of our family. They're like,
Mm,
we're showing ourselves to them, we're giving
It's
them this
transparency.
honesty of we
yeah,
we are the two of us, and we have a baby, and we have a
mm,
dog, and we
right.
juggle it all.
Yeah,
um and
I,
this is what we are,
yeah.
I do think we hold at the beginning of the conversation, at the very beginning, I think the way I have that conversation with them, or you have a conversation in any format, really, it's quite clear that it's an open and honest thing.
Mm.
So,
Mm.
like, it's almost like it'd be a shame not to have our family frontage to it, if you like.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm so with you. It's almost like doubling down on the fact that people get what they see, or they see what they get, or
Yeah,
however,
yeah,
and then you absolutely show it. And I mean, it really sounds as though it has been working so well that people who come onto into the extended family and they become part of the franchise,
yeah.
that it works for them and that's how they want to work. And I think there's so much to be said here about sticking to those values
Yes,
and it then working authentically. Absolutely. It's such a
yeah. Do you know, it reminds me actually, because our branch owners will share things about their families. Like, obviously they're not forced to in any way, but
mm,
because we do to an extent, they do. So we've been doing some social media work with some of the branches, who are brave enough to try doing some videos. And one of the branches did a video the other day, and then showed it was his little girl who, and he said, "Oh yeah, this is my director of photography." And it's things like that. It's lovely, it's
yeah.
really
it is
nice.
really nice.
And we've got to know like a lot of the children. We've got to know a
Mm,
lot of the wives, or and the husbands. Like it's
yeah.
One
and
or two
that's
of the wives have
lovely.
got involved,
Yeah,
helping with things. That we've got four volunteer branches who help the other branches, the new
yeah,
starters, etc., uh,
Okay.
with questions just to sort of lessen the load a little bit. But also, some of the
Mm,
wives have been like
mm,
very good at social media, for example, and been helpful in like suggesting things and like you can try this or try that, and
mm,
it's been really really helpful, hasn't it?
yeah. Because there's it's not just like a woman's touch. It's having another set of eyes, a fresh set of eyes. And
Yeah.
also, anybody who's ever done a job where they go all in
Yeah.
know that you have got to have your partner's backing.
Yeah.
You have to,
Mm.
because you can't handle that kind of dedication. Sometimes that stress, the challenges, the excitement, all of it. You can't handle that on your own and
No.
be a fantastic family member, all singing or dancing. So there
Yeah.
has to be that understanding and that
Mm.
support factor. We're very lucky because we work together. So that just comes as one.
Yeah.
But for our branch owners, when their other halves have got involved, it's wonderful.
Mm.
Um, and I think it lifts a weight from them as well.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah.
You know, and they're so welcome. They're so welcome to be involved. We
Yeah.
love it. We absolutely love it.
Yeah. Yep. Because it's more support. It's collaboration. It's kind of being absolutely stronger than just, it's not double the strength just because you've added a person. It's 10x stronger when there's that unity, and it's something that I love to talk about, and my heart just sings hearing you say like that, because I think there's so much
So
stigma
true.
around family businesses, and
Yes.
it's that whole tribe about never mix family and business. Just
Yeah.
keep
Yeah.
it clean, keep business separate from the family. And I
Yeah.
think you say exactly what it's about, of bringing support in, bringing family in, being family orientated, and really living on the family values.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, I think when we first started this and when we went into this, I probably was a bit hesitant in terms of, yeah, we're a husband and wife team,
Mm,
shouting that message. But as we've grown and as we've developed, we know that it's a strength.
Yeah.
mm,
And I'm really, really proud of the fact. But I know that it wouldn't work for everybody. But I also think if you have a very solid base in your relationship,
mm,
and you are completely honest and open and transparent, and you know, generally you have the same goals and the same vision with the person you're sharing your life with,
yeah,
so that translates perfectly to
yeah,
working together.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes, as we all know in business, you can be working like a 14-hour day.
yeah,
And if you've got a partner that doesn't want you to do that 14-hour day, that could
yeah,
be a
Doesn't
problem, obviously.
understand.
So, but what, just going back to the stigma, I mean, I think there's an element of generational thing, because I think it's a lot to do with a lot of families don't talk about money.
wow,
And I think my point with that is that try not to think about it, the money. I mean, we're not doing it for, well, we are obviously as a business, we've got to make money to live, but
mm,
I'm more excited about the brand and the journey and the
Branches.
process and the branches and what we're doing. I mean,
mm.
just as long as we can cover all of our costs and maybe have a holiday once,
I know. I
once a
so know the
year,
feeling.
maybe one day. But it's more, we're way more excited about like the imagine if we had the nation completely catered for.
Yeah,
How exciting would that be?
yeah,
But
yeah.
because we've
Money's a
both
bonus, really.
But because we've both got the same vision, we both put money in the same place, we both put
Mm,
like doing something the right way in the same place,
mm,
we're together on this journey.
mm,
Whereas I think if like, well, it's not just families, any business owners, if you're not completely aligned
mm,
with where you're, at least what the vision is,
yeah,
then that makes things more difficult.
yeah, yeah.
And it's like in the business, I want to spend on all these really
Mm.
exciting things, and then in personal life, I'm like, you spent how much on this? In personal, like I'm, I'm living off a packet of crisps, and you've got to spend a load on something I don't really understand what it is. But then in the business, it's the other way around. So you're
Mm,
like looking at the P&L, like, can we afford to
okay,
do that?
okay. That
So
makes
we
Yeah.
laugh about it really,
Was
but
gonna
oh,
say, since
funny.
the person who, just a caveat here,
yeah.
went on TikTok Shop for the first time, or no,
Okay.
Temu
Team you, I've never been
for
on
the
team.
first time, and his words to me were, "I've been Temu'd. I didn't even want to buy stuff." And suddenly three packages arrived because we had to buy three things.
sure.
completely useless stuff as well.
Yeah. No, it's
Yeah.
such a thing, isn't it, of how your work life or your professional life or that style and the way of thinking is so different to
Yes.
your personal self. And
Mm,
there is a divide between work life and home life, even
There
if
is.
you don't even have to really sculpture it out because it is there.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
knowing oneself in those ways. Um,
Exactly. And just knowing what your pitfalls are, knowing what your strengths are.
mm,
Absolutely.
Well, we do work from home, but I would say that it's important to have a dedicated room for
Space.
work.
Yeah.
So like we use our garage as our office.
okay,
We're
okay,
both in. There's another computer next to this one where I work,
okay.
and
So,
we tried working in separate rooms, and there's just not as much spark.
Yeah.
There's not as much excitement. You end up WhatsApping each other during the day, but
okay.
like when I could just turn around and ask you, you
Yeah.
know. So
Got
And
you.
you don't get that energy, do
yeah,
you?
there's not as
Like,
much excitement when you're in a separate room. If you're working together in the same household, it's really important to have the same space that you're working in.
yeah, I think
Okay,
so.
and then you will leave your workspace, which is the garage, and then you step
Yeah,
into your house, and
Yeah.
yeah,
it is a very
Yeah.
designated divide
clear
of
divide.
Yeah.
Yeah,
home
There
life
is.
now.
I mean, in this age of 24-hour a day, social and contactable
Mm.
world, we still have phones and laptops that are in our home. But
Mm.
actually, having Ralph and Ralph becoming more aware, we are super, super conscious of
Mm.
trying not to use our phones in front of him, trying not to use the laptop in front of him. So
Mm.
he knows, because he's at nursery while we're working, he knows when he comes home, we are dedicated to him.
and
That is
you're a
that
lot
is our
better at that than me.
focus. Well, it's hard. It's really hard. When you're running a business, you want to be on
Yeah,
it straight away.
yeah.
But also, Ralph goes to bed at sort of 7:38, so we can get a couple of hours in at the end of the day if
Mhm.
there's anything we need to.
Right.
Uh, but that was a really big change for us because
Mm.
we both would work from early hours till
Okay.
early hours, and
Yeah.
we loved it. We absolutely love what we do.
Mm.
Um, but it's really, really important that Ralph grows up knowing that we are dedicated to
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
So,
Got you. Got you. And I suppose it's a family rule or it's a quality that is there with Ralph that you then bring into your business and your business talks to family life and how you want to parent, I suppose.
yeah, and
Yeah.
I mean, quite often, like, we totally understand the challenges of, and we accept the challenges of timing in family life. So
Mm,
sometimes, for example, we'll get messages from branches at 11 o'clock at night.
mm,
And we don't always respond to them at 11 o'clock at night if we're unconscious. But
mm,
we understand that they've had a busy day, then they've got the kids sorted, then they've done everything, and that's their chance to reply to us.
mm,
And that's absolutely fine. We're there for our branches.
mm.
Pretty much
Um,
24/7. I mean, like I tend to put my phone on the side at about 10 o'clock at night.
yeah.
I
Okay.
do miss messages after 10 generally, but we will answer on a Saturday, on a Sunday, and like stupid early in the morning. It's sort of like part of the product is that we are there for them.
You're
A
there for
big
them.
part of what we do is just what they want to talk to somebody.
Okay. Yeah.
So and having two sides, it's become originally it was just them wanting to speak to me, but they call you a lot now, don't they? And they want to speak because you've got a different take on things, and
Right. Yeah.
um,
Yes. To
and it's really positive that
Yeah.
they feel in a way that they feel comfortable enough to encroach in family life because they understand that we've
Mm.
basically made it free to do that.
Okay.
Not sort of said this is my family time and separating it in that way.
No.
Okay. Got
But
you.
they appreciate, if we don't respond for an hour,
There's probably a reason.
they
Yeah.
they appreciate that, but that goes both ways, and that's what I was saying about the branches. Like,
Mm.
if they don't respond for a few hours because they're sorting out their family or whatever is going on for them, it's fine. A lot of branches will take Sunday as a family day,
Mm.
and we just respect that, whatever works for them,
Mm,
we're here for them. But
mm,
they are,
Mm.
we all appreciate
mm,
family, and family sometimes comes with the unexpected, but
mm.
then so does life, doesn't it? So
Yeah.
whether it's family or something else.
Actually, you've brought another point out there that you haven't mentioned, that your
Mm.
dad has become very much involved as well. So
Okay.
Kat's dad, like yourself, didn't work in a business environment like my parents and my
Mm.
grandparents, in fact.
Yeah.
My parents and grandparents don't really get involved. They kind of like had their thing and they love the fact that they're retired, you know.
Okay. Yeah.
Whereas
Yeah.
your dad is, he was
Obviously bored. Yeah.
he did
Nothing really.
exceptionally well in the transport industry,
Yeah.
and I think he loves it, doesn't he?
Yeah.
But he gives us a lot of
Definitely.
like wise wisdom, like wise owl type.
Okay.
Like when I
Okay.
said to him, we could go to America.
He said, "Now,
He
Daniel."
said like maybe one day, but
Okay.
do
Old.
you need it now?
Yeah, yeah.
Sure. Sure. Because I
Funny.
suppose if there is loads of wisdom there to tap into,
Absolutely.
why would it not?
Why
If
wouldn't you?
someone is there to try and help,
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And actually, thinking back to your dad, like your dad helped you get your first van. I
he
know it
did.
wasn't for the
He didn't.
van man at the beginning, but he helped you to choose, and he's got an amazing
He's a
mechanical
mechanical
mind.
engineer. Yeah.
Um, and and
But he
he
still instilled the values of, this is the interest rate. He
Okay.
didn't
Okay.
he
Hang
didn't like
on.
to buy it for me.
No, I wouldn't expect that. You wouldn't expect that. But I think we're very, very lucky, and we know we're very lucky
Mm,
with our parents, our family, our support network.
Yeah.
And they're behind us all the way, and it's wonderful.
sure. And everything that I guess gets to happen now as a family and as a business for who knows how far and wide this could go. But I mean, the absolute strength of just combining forces when it's all aligned, I think there's so much that can be said about it. And maybe
Mhm.
one last question from me is if there was one piece of advice or one nugget of wisdom that you could share to other family businesses out there, what would that be?
I think, I mean, I always go with the attitude, just go for it. But I think there needs to be a bit more thought gone into it before just shooting from the hip. But I think the big one is being honest with each other about your personal life first, and then once you feel like everything's on the table, everyone fully understands their
Mm,
position, and you want to do something,
mm,
then just go for it. I mean, like, in a
mm,
way, just figure it out with the business bit. Like, there is something to be said about just create a logo and then you have a business,
yeah.
even because then you've done your first step and then you'll take
Okay.
the next step. That's
Okay.
my take on it. I don't know. You've probably got a
Awesome.
nicer way of putting it.
My point, honestly. Yeah, so I think back to when we started to working together, and we already had a good relationship, but we hadn't gone through that, like,
Mm,
what do they call it? Forming, storming, norming, performing, that wonderful
mm,
matrix.
okay.
Every single team has to go through the storming.
Mm,
And if you think because you're a family,
mm,
you are not going to go through it,
yeah. Yeah.
you're lying to yourself,
Yeah. Yeah.
because it is a growth piece. If you don't go through it, you won't be as strong as you could be.
Mm,
Like, you have to have that bit of friction of like, oh, I don't really like it when you do this, or
yeah.
how can we work this better? And that really frustrates me. And you absolutely have to do that.
Right.
If we hadn't have gone through that,
Mm,
figuring each other out, figuring what we worked really well together for us, we
mm,
wouldn't be where we are today.
right.
That translates into being able to have those open and honest and frank conversations. And
Mm,
sometimes that means, well, in your case, pulling the information and
right.
out of them, because
Okay. Mm,
without generalizing too much, generally men don't share as openly as women,
sure.
but that can apply to both sides of the coin.
Oh, yeah.
But you have to
Mm.
have those awkward conversations
Mm.
and just put everything on the table. You
Mm.
know, if you're already in a family business, you know that you're all dedicated to whatever that business is. So
Mm.
that's like the first
First,
thing that
yeah,
keeps you all together.
yeah,
What are all the niggly ickly bits that you need to work through?
yeah, yeah.
There's always a solution.
Mm.
And it just, yeah,
Mm.
being honest, being transparent,
Yeah.
um, it just makes you stronger.
Mm.
And I am very, very grateful to
And I
that.
guess another really last little point on that as well is whatever you choose to do, make sure you absolutely love it. Because
Yeah, it's true.
if you don't love what you're doing and it's purely based on money,
Yeah.
then it's very hard to pursue.
Mm.
It's not about the short-term gain. It's about the
Yeah,
being being still standing in 15 years time,
yeah. And still loving what
and
you're
still
doing.
loving what we're doing. Yeah.
Like, I think there was probably a time when you thought, oh, I'm just a man with a van.
There was many times, and you wouldn't think that I'd love Man with a Van. I mean, it's a pretty sort of, whatever subject. And I just thought, no, I love the journey, I love the business. But then what we decided to do as a family
Yeah.
just took it to another level,
Mm.
you know.
Mm.
And I
Yeah.
think
Another level.
if you choose something that's purely around getting money in the
Right.
bank,
Yeah.
that's where it sort of loses its because like, yeah,
Yeah.
we made millions, but it's like, but I don't enjoy what I do.
Yeah.
And
Whereas
I'm miserable.
whereas we literally like love every day.
Yeah. We're like
I mean,
racing down to the computer to do some work.
there are obviously challenges that you go through, but it
Mm.
feels like we can take on the world when we're together.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
we've got this
Yeah.
amazing team of branches,
Yeah.
and that just gives you the confidence to be like, yeah,
Confident.
we're gonna go get some more customers for these
We've only got a
guys.
few more years to wait till Ralph can start working.
Yeah, get him on
Yeah.
phones.
Yeah. Five,
Get him-
6 years old, start them young,
Yeah,
bring them in.
exactly. Break him in.
Oh
Could
gosh,
be the sales front.
might not want anything to do with it.
He might be
Sure.
like a
Sure.
type.
It's happy, don't
Yeah.
mind.
But Dan and Kat, I think you guys say so many things that just absolutely is so what I am here for. And it really speaks to me and my business. I think I literally just sit here and just purr, and you guys just take it away because you say everything that is my mission statement. So thank you so much for coming and talking and letting us into your home life, into yourselves as man and wife, and also your man with a van and also all the franchisees, because I know that they are so a part of it, and you have really trusted your other families who are a part of your man with a van to continue on with this legacy, and that you trust them and you care for them to be able to keep this going. So
We
thank
do.
you for everything that you share and all these like tips and insights. I know, so I think there are so many families out there, family businesses that could really use this support and this guidance and just hear from your experience. So thank you so much for coming and talking.
Oh no,
Pleasure.
thank you so much for having us. It's
Very
been
enjoy it.
wonderful.
No,
It's nice to reflect anyway.
Yeah, and
yeah,
reminisce.
no, perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you.